The World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship is a prestigious title in the world of professional wrestling, representing the pinnacle of success for athletes in the industry. This championship is not simply a belt, it serves as a symbol of excellence, serving to validate the skill, charisma, and popularity of the wrestler who holds it. Its roots can be traced back to the early 20th century, when the line between legitimate competitive wrestling and entertainment-based wrestling began to blur. The inaugural champions were revered as genuine athletes, marking the championship as a coveted prize that blends both athletic performance and entertainment value. The significance of the World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship lies in its role as a cornerstone of professional wrestling history and culture. It draws attention to the storied tradition of wrestling, connecting fans to a rich legacy of legendary figures like Lou Thesz and Ric Flair. The title has served as a barometer for the shifting landscapes of wrestling, reflecting changes in audience expectations and industry standards. Holding the championship often catapults wrestlers into stardom, altering career trajectories and cementing their legacies within the wrestling pantheon. Specific examples of the championship's impact include Hulk Hogan's reign in the 1980s, which coincided with wrestling's peak popularity and mainstream acceptance. Hogan's charisma and the championship's prestige attracted new audiences, transforming wrestling into a global phenomenon. More recently, John Cena's multiple championship reigns have solidified his status as a modern wrestling icon, highlighting how the title can define a wrestler's career and influence pop culture. However, the championship is not without controversies. Debates over scripted outcomes and perceived favoritism can lead to skepticism about the legitimacy of the holder, undermining the championship's prestige. Additionally, varied opinions exist on whether the title should prioritize in-ring prowess over promotional ability, reflecting ongoing tensions within the industry about what constitutes true wrestling greatness. The World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship interconnects with broader aspects of wrestling by influencing storylines, character development, and business decisions. It often acts as the central focus of wrestling narratives, driving drama and audience engagement. Its prestige can elevate an entire promotion, impacting ticket sales, merchandise, and television ratings. Overall, this championship not only embodies wrestling excellence, but also serves as a linchpin in the evolution of professional wrestling, shaping its history and future trajectory. The origins and early development of the World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship refers to the early days of professional wrestling, when the concept of a world champion began to take shape. This period marks the formation of wrestling as a recognized and organized sport, leading to the establishment of the championship as a symbol of wrestling supremacy. The significance of this point is profound, as it sets the foundation for what would become a cornerstone in professional wrestling, influencing its direction and growth for decades. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, wrestling evolved from catch-as-catch-can contests, a popular style in Europe and America, to a more structured sport with recognized titles. The World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship emerged as a significant accolade, conferring legitimacy and prestige on its holder. It was perhaps best exemplified by the legendary wrestler George Hackenschmidt, who became the first widely recognized world heavyweight champion in 1905, after defeating Tom Jenkins. This marked a turning point where wrestling began attracting larger audiences and gaining legitimacy as a sport. Another key figure was Frank Gotch, an American wrestler who defeated Hackenschmidt in 1908. Gotch's charisma and skill helped propel wrestling's popularity in the United States, showcasing the championship as more than just a title, but a symbol of national pride and wrestling excellence. Some wrestling purists and historians view these origins with both reverence and critique. On one hand, the early champions laid the groundwork for the sport's tremendous growth and its eventual blend of athletics and entertainment. However, controversies arose over the legitimacy of certain matches and the notion of worked outcomes, where match results were predetermined. This was a pivotal shift, leading some to question the authenticity of the sport, even as it grew in popularity. Challenges during this era included the rampant politicking and power struggles among promoters who sought to control the championship's lineage. These conflicts sometimes resulted in multiple individuals claiming the title simultaneously, complicating the championship's prestige. Despite these controversies, the early development of the World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship established a narrative framework still echoed in today's wrestling storylines. The aspiration to become world champion remains the ultimate goal of wrestlers worldwide, demonstrating the enduring legacy of these formative years. As wrestling continued to evolve, the foundations laid during this period influenced every aspect of the sport's growth, from its characters and stories to its global expansion. Prominent champions and key rivalries are essential facets of the rich tapestry that is the history of the World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. This concept refers to both the legendary figures who have held the title and the intense, storyline-driven contests that have defined its legacy. Champions like Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, and Stone Cold Steve Austin aren't just names in the record books. They are icons who have elevated the championship to mythical status through their personas, in-ring prowess, and ability to captivate audiences worldwide. The significance of prominent champions and key rivalries lies in their ability to draw in viewers, create compelling narratives, and sustain the popularity of wrestling as a sport and entertainment form. These figures and rivalries have become cultural touchstones, symbolizing not only athletic excellence, but also storytelling at its finest. For instance, the late 1990s rivalry between Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock is a prime example. Their matches were not just about the championship. They were about clashing personalities, embodying the rebellious attitude of the era, and drawing massive television ratings. Similarly, Ric Flair's multiple runs as champion throughout the 1980s helped establish the World Heavyweight Championship as a symbol of prestige and wrestling excellence, with Flair's feuds against rivals like Dusty Rhodes contributing depth and drama to the sport. Opinions supporting the importance of these champions and rivalries suggest that without them, professional wrestling could struggle to maintain its mainstream appeal. Commentators often argue that champions are the lifeblood of wrestling, with their personas and the stories built around them, influencing ticket sales, merchandise, and broadcast viewership. However, there are potential challenges and controversies associated with this concept. Some critics argue that over-reliance on certain stars can stifle the growth of new talent, leading to a stagnant product. Additionally, storylines driven by backstage politics rather than merit can lead to uneven quality in wrestling events, alienating some fans. Prominent champions and key rivalries also influence other aspects of wrestling history, such as its business model and its cultural impact. Through their appeal, champions can drive financial success for wrestling promotions and help shape public perception of the sport. These elements together enrich our understanding of the World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship and its enduring legacy in the annals of sports entertainment. The evolution of wrestling styles and techniques in the World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship is a dynamic journey that has significantly shaped the wrestling landscape. At its core, this concept refers to the gradual transformation and diversification of wrestling practices, encompassing the moves, holds, and athleticism that have become foundational to the sport. Over the years, these styles and techniques have evolved in response to changing cultural contexts, audience preferences, and the individual contributions of pioneering wrestlers. The importance of this evolution is paramount. As wrestling styles have developed, they have not only enhanced the entertainment value of championships, but also influenced training regimes, athlete performance, and fan engagement worldwide. The continuous modernization of techniques ensures that the sport remains exciting and unpredictable, drawing millions of viewers and maintaining its status as a significant entertainment form. Two notable examples highlight these changes. First, the technical prowess seen in the matches of legends like Bret the Hitman Hart and Ric Flair, who brought sophistication to the ring with their scientific approach and storytelling ability. Their influence led to a more nuanced appreciation for submission, holds, and pacing within matches. Second, the introduction of high-flying maneuvers by wrestlers such as Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero revolutionized the sport by incorporating luchador-style aerial tactics, showcasing agility and creativity that captivated audiences. Many wrestlers and enthusiasts argue that this evolution is indispensable for wrestling's future. insisting that innovation keeps the audience engaged and the sport relevant. However, these advancements are not without challenges. Traditionalists often voice concerns that modern wrestling overly focuses on spectacle rather than athletic prowess or storytelling within matches. There are ongoing debates about the physical toll that more intense and dangerous maneuvers have on wrestlers' bodies, raising ethical concerns about athlete safety and career longevity. In the broad narrative of the World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship, the evolution of styles and techniques is intricately tied to its history. Each era's signature moves and grappling methods not only reflect the period's cultural ethos, but also influence subsequent generations of wrestlers. This progression fosters an environment where innovation in the ring is celebrated, ensuring the championship's legacy is both preserved and continually rejuvenated. Understanding this evolution is crucial for appreciating not just the matches themselves, but the broader cultural impact wrestling has had across decades of fanfare and competition.